Hi students, welcome back. My video automatically stopped, so I am just going to keep on going. Now that very first thing that we're going to do is look at that very first number. 2 divides into 6 3 times. And I'm going to do 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. I'm going to write that underneath here and I'm going to subtract and I get nothing left over. I am then going to bring down my 8. I no longer kind of watch these numbers up here. So 2 divides into 8 4 times. I am then going to multiply and subtract that, which is 0. And my brother says again I must bring down. Now, 2 doesn't go into 9 evenly, so we have to think of how many times that it can go in. And 2 can go into 9 4 times. And 4 times 2 is 8. I'm going to subtract that, says my sister, and I get 1 left over. Now I still have a number I need to bring down. And I forgot my decimal, so make sure your decimal goes in there. I'm going to write a 12 right here. 2 divides into 12 6 times. 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. I'm going to subtract, says my sister, and I get nothing left over. But I need to remember to bump up my decimal. Okay, so this lets me know that my number ends. I have exactly 3,446 when 2 divides into 6,829. Remember, this is the divisor, this is the dividend, and this is the quotient, meaning our answer. So this is a problem where it divides in evenly, and then it doesn't divide in evenly, and then in the end it does divide in evenly. Now you also might notice that I've been lining up my numbers 6 and 3. They're right on top of each other because I'm saying that 2 divides into 6 3 times. I am saying this right on top. And then with my 8, I have 4 right on top. And then with my 9, I have 4 right on top. And then with my 12 or my 2, I have that 6 right on top. So you need to make sure all of your numbers are right on top. They should not all look squished together. They need to be right on top of those numbers. That just helps us keep it organized. Now we're going to just do one more example before I'm going to have you start working on your own. If you have any questions, feel free to talk to the substitute. If you have run out of room like I have, I'm just going to flip over this piece of paper and I'm going to move on to a new one. I still have the same essential question. It might not be showing, but the same essential question applies. Now my very last problem for you is going to be that 2 divides into, and remember, I don't draw that long line anymore. I don't need to draw that. 1,437. And I'm going to put my decimal there that tells me my number ends. Now, what happens when you're, what did Mrs. Lachute forget? I need to write daddy, mother, sister, brother off on the side. That reminds me what I need to do. Now, let's say we're covering up these numbers and we're just looking at that very first number and we see that 2 cannot divide into 1. There's no possible way that I can take groups of 2 out of 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a 0 right here. 2 does not divide into 1. 2 divides into 1 0 times. So 2 times 0 is 0, and I'm not going to subtract off my 0 because I feel like that would be kind of pointless. So I'm then going to go ahead and move my finger over and take a look at the next biggest number, and that next biggest number is 14. So 2 divides into 14 7 times, or that's how many I can fit in. I'm going to multiply 2 by 7 and I get 14. My sister says I need to subtract, and I get nothing left over. My brother then says I need to bring down that 3, and I'm going to look at my numbers right here. 2 divides into 3, not evenly, but it can divide into 3 one time. And I'm going to subtract off that 2, because 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, and I'm going to subtract that off, and I get 1 left over. My brother then says I need to bring down my 7, and I get 17. How many groups of 2 can I fit into 17? I can only fit 8 groups into 17. 2 multiplied by 8 is 16. And I get 1 left over. Now I'm going to bump up my decimal, and I know I have a remainder of 1. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask the substitute. She should know how to do this division. If you still don't understand any of this after taking the notes, I would love it if you would go home and talk to your parents and have them explain this to you, because your parents know how to do division this way. I know some of you have been going home and saying, Mom, Dad, can you help me? And they've been looking at your math and they say, I don't really know how to do this math. It looks a lot different from what I've learned. But this math I know all of your parents can do. So at the very end of today, I would like you to close out your notes by going ahead and writing a summary. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw a line all the way across my notes, and this is where my summary is going to take place. Remember, your summary answers the essential question, and our essential question is, what is the standard U.S. algorithm for division, and what are the steps? So you can go ahead and write in your summary, this is a new way of doing dividing, where we divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Okay, so I need a summary here from you. So tomorrow, when I come into class, I'm going to ask you to get your interactive notebooks out. Your summary needs to be written down, and we're going to review these notes. Just so you know, if you have any questions, please talk to your parents, or I will be here tomorrow and we'll be able to talk about this a little bit more. I miss you. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.